Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukake, your host. Quimby, the newly crowned King of Akar, decided to set out after a druid who knows how to build Frankenbodies after our heroes were banned from the McSquiggly. Juniper focused on the Great Collide, while the party's newest member, Farthole Farch, helped Alan find some meaning in a world without the new future and butthole. Will Quinny lead our heroes to victory on his first mission as king? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
So the Dum-Dums caravan is kind of in a forest a little ways away from Gastrock Castle. Gastrock Castle, what you could see from the sky, but also now sort of in the distance, is kind of a keep on a hill that is sort of very heavy metal. It's got a sort of massive iron superstructure around it. It's clearly kind of up high enough on a hill that you would be able to kind of hold it against forces moving up through the woods. And it's well situated. So, and in terms of visually, think like very dark, imposing iron kind of work all around it. It's not orcish in a kind of Warhammer 40k way where it seems like it's been ramshackle stuck together. Like this thing almost seems like it fell out of a forge. Like it's just a very impressive keep. Even from here, kind of in the distance, you can hear kind of the march of troops, and you can hear kind of the slow, just very, very distant, but the slow approach of the army of Akar. This is the first time any of you would have directly dealt with, I think, Alan, during the war, you encountered units and armies. This is the first time you would have seen a post-technology unseen hand force.
Okay.
It's also the first time you're seeing anything fielded in a post-Archibald, post-Emily world. So you're not quite sure what the structure of a Ka is anymore, but there is an army marching on this castle. You get the sense that they will likely be here sometime within the day. They're roughly a day's march out. From where you're kind of parked, again, you're far enough away that the castle can't really pick you up. You're kind of on a side road that would likely be sort of a trade path. You can see from here that the castle is currently making preparations for a siege. They're setting up kind of ballistas. They've cleared a bunch of the forest from around the castle so that people have to kind of make a run for it. You can see troops setting up defenses and kind of there's almost a war camp set up around the castle right now as people get everything prepared outside. Good news is there are a lot of orcs running around doing things, which means that it's not like they're just standing there waiting. They're very, very busy with last minute war prep. Bad news is lots of orcs. So my question to you is, how do you want to try and approach the castle? As far as you know, Kron was last reported being in the dungeon below, trying to populate it with monsters, but you're not quite sure what that means. You don't know if he's still there or if he's in the castle, just that he is somewhere on the premises.
Okay. Do we see any goblins, Tom, or just orcs?
Just orcs.
Just orcs. Okay, well, we want to go in as a small party, so basically just the three of us. We're sitting at a table. There's 3 players. Just the 3 of us. Like no NPCs to come along, I don't think.
I will note that doesn't, just on the goblin thing, just because you can't see them doesn't mean they aren't there.
They're just not outside, yeah.
No, and this warband might be big enough, like powerful enough that the orcs themselves are the ones doing the work, not goblins. They may not trust goblins to do it for them. But yes, so
I'd like to have it set up so that actually the remaining party members are ready to like receive us and help us make a speedy retreat.
Absolutely. Yeah. So basically, Annan will take the sort of supply train away because obviously it's not like you need carts to move this guy.
Yeah.
So she's going to move away with that. Dex and Trax will set up the kind of forward guard. So basically, if you kind of as you're running from the castle, you can kind of run past them. They'll shoot whoever's chasing you, and then the rest of you can move away together. Juniper, I think you will be, since you're not really fast, maybe kind of forward guard, or maybe it's staying with the vehicles.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's a lot of valuable stuff here, and if things go badly, then this would be bad.
There's like 60,000 gold in the convoy just from Quinny alone.
Also, like, Annan isn't really a fighter. Like, if she's got weapons, she can defend herself, but she's not.
We don't know where our cause scouts would be either, because I mean, what would you do if you were an army?
I'd send scouts around the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll pull away to safe distance. And then, Juniper, you can also be backup if things go
Yeah, for sure.
completely pear-shaped. Okay, so the three of you and I assume Goblin Jr. going with...
Yep.
So we should go get job, then lie, take a crown.
You could do that. I don't think Alan and I can.
Oh, no, you king. Maybe make a treaty.
They're not talking to people from McGee. They're actively repelling them. They're not making any kind of treaty with anyone. This is intel that Annan's given us. This guy sounds like he's paranoid.
So we invade, get caught, go jail, monster jail.
We're going to sneak in.
Okay.
If we get caught, that's a good backup plan to basically just let it happen and get thrown in jail and then work our way out from there. We'll just have to figure out a way to hide my thieves' tools so that we can get them once we're imprisoned and then break out with Kron. But that'll be plan B. Plan A is to get in and get out without being caught at all.
Okay.
They'll never know we were even there.
Put tools in keister.
Excuse me?
You put tools in keister, sneak in jail.
I don't want to do that.
No, no one wants, but sometimes must do. You have 2 set keys?
No. I've got my thieves' tools.
No other tools?
I've got some kind of a multi-tool of Moonhammer or something.
Oh, give me put keister.
Oh, this is a big... Oh, sure. Okay, here you go, pal. Good luck with that.
Oh.
There's no lube in this bag of holding.
Oh.
Roll me a Constitution save.
Oh my god.
Me cast guidance on self for bum.
You know, you lose one cleric of Moonhammer who always casts guidance, and you gain this.
I don't actually know any of my stats anymore. 17.
Like magic. It is just right up there.
Whoa.
Does it change the shape of his body?
No, me just weigh a few more pounds now.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
no, fat.
You didn't break a hip doing that or anything?
No, just fat now. Oh. Okay, must not poo till time.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely keep that in mind.
Don't poo early.
And if you do, pick that shit up. It's precious to...
Oh, can't waste poo. Sacred. That's where fart come from.
No, farts don't come from poo.
Poo make fart.
I'm not having this conversation. And I just start walking into the dark of the woods. You're like, come on, let's go.
Annan just turns to Juniper and she's like, I thought fucking Bucky was annoying. So yeah, you start walking into the woods. So you can kind of, there's obviously the central sort of entrance to the castle. There's likely a couple others around the back. You can't see from here. But there is kind of the camp between you and the castle. Again, the good news is no one, like, there are scouts on high alert for an army, but not for, and for scouts, but not for you.
Right,
So
yeah.
what's the approach vector?
I'm going in first, and I think we need to basically go along the wall. If there's a cistern or anything like that that we can wade in through. 'Cause I'm just thinking back to the last time we invaded a castle with little Pim Pim, trying to go about it that way. Short of that, we scale the wall. I've got climbing gear, and I know Mage Hand. We can send the ropes up quietly.
How far away are we?
Why are you asking?
No, I was just wondering if I can cast like a fog cloud between us and
Yeah, if you got closer, I
guards.
mean,
Yeah.
once you get to the castle, there's sort of, I don't know, 80 feet of cleared ground,
Yeah.
war camp castle.
Okay.
The war camp is essentially, think like 2 large tents, almost like mess hall or rec tents, so like large tents.
Yeah.
And then kind of a passageway between them for people to get weapons and things ready.
Farthole, can you see in the dark?
Oh, yeah, me see good.
Alan, you can't, right?
I can.
You can?
Yeah.
All right.
You have monocle. You give.
No, she can. She's good.
Oh, that's good.
I just forgot. It's been a minute since Alan and I
yeah.
adventured together. It's good to have her back. So I'll definitely appreciating the fog. Just creep in and close the distance on the castle.
All right. So, Alan, you're going ahead with fog?
I am.
Cool. Do I need to roll anything for fog?
No. It's just, it literally is just
just
created.
foggy.
Yeah.
London town it is now. Hip, hip, cheerio. I'm Henry VIII. Okay.
So yeah, it's only like a 20-foot radius though. So I'm thinking it's like one of those like misty fogs that you see, like tiny little ones and like a little depression that you'll see along the road.
Sure.
And
All
like
right.
time lapse footage. You see like it comes down like the mountain, right? And it like just moves through a forest and stuff like that. It's like
Yeah,
a cloud
all right.
of fog. Yeah.
So, Alan,
Yeah.
as you reach out to kind of summon this fog, it's almost like having a weapon with a hair trigger. Based on how kind of disconnected you were from magic previously, it's damn good to be back. So you summon a fog up from the ground. As soon as you do, you hear one of the orcs kind of be like, "Hey, there's some fog going on over here. I think we should keep an eye out for mages. This is a sure sign of magic and the mystical arts." And one of them's like, "Yeah, Gary, I know. We all know. We fought mages a bunch." Guys, there's a mage. So they all they aren't back to back like, oh no, we're being attacked right now. But there is
Back in the middle of a cabin holding knives.
yeah. They do start to kind of pull out weapons, and you can see they're kind of calling for one of their battlecasters to come investigate.
And I sneak. I'm like, literally, it's just a head and a breastplate
It's
with a
just
giant shield and a
armor,
flaming warhammer that is.
Can you put that
still
out?
flaming?
King Quimby, you want me make a distract?
Not yet. Can you put that out?
If I do, make fireball.
What?
Yeah, fireball go run around in circle. Me tell. Want me set campfire? Make distract?
Not right now. They haven't found us yet. If they find us, distraction will be great. Can you put that up your ass or something to just put the light out?
No, keep burning ass.
Can
No
you
good.
guys roll me stealth checks, please, at disadvantage because of the flaming warhammer.
28 for Quinny.
17 for Alan.
4.
Hey, I think I see some fire over here.
Yep, you're the distraction, and I run away from.
Okay.
And I just take out both hands and I just cover the top of the warhammer, so the fire goes out, and it casts the equivalent of a spell called Flame Sphere. So a 5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears 60 feet away that I'll put in the camp. It lasts for 10 rounds while my warhammer is out before it catches fire again. And I can direct it to move 30 feet every turn.
Oh, and I assume it lights things on fire as it goes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're just gonna torch these tents?
Yeah, I want to set fire to the tents, and then I can hit people with it if I need to, or if somebody stops within 5 feet of it, they need a dex save or they get burned by fire.
All right, whole new world, my friends.
Alan just kind of stops for a minute and just thinks like, holy shit.
All right.
Unexpected.
Power of bubble.
What is Farthole call this power?
Oh, this one?
Fart ball.
Great.
Go fart ball. Do good.
It's a first draft kind of fella. All right.
Yeah, he's worse than Butthole at naming things.
He's worse than
He's a
Butthole.
brain damage goblin.
So the
I don't
fireball
know. I
starts
love him.
rolling through the camp, and immediately a tent starts to sort of smoke and fizzle. And Gary the orc is like, "Fucking see!" And he starts running to he and his fellow orcs run and start trying to put the fire out, only to find that the things they're using to kind of try and smack the fire out are quickly catching. So there's 3 of them trying to do this, and they're within 5.
So DC 15.
All right, so Gary leaps back because he fucking told them, but one of them rolls a 1.
Great. So the one who rolled a 1, well, I guess they take
Two of them failed, one of them succeeded.
Okay, the 2 that failed both take 6 damage, and the one that succeeded takes 3.
All right. So suddenly you've got goblins, orcs rolling around on fire. The guy who got a 1, literally just leapt in dramatically, thinking it was a fire inside the tent, not realizing it was a fireball. So now he's on fire in the tent. And yes, this is if the goal was to create a distraction successfully created.
Excellent.
There's just one intelligent orc sitting there going but the mist doesn't sync up with fire. And then his friends are like, dude, just fucking help us put this fire out. So he rushes over and he's like, but there's just something off about this. So I'll say, Quinny, you're definitely stealthing up. So is your goal to kind of get behind the tents and up to the wall?
Yeah, to get to the wall is the.
All right. So go ahead and roll me a stealth check to move to the wall.
Okay.
Alan, are you doing the same?
I want to move right along with him.
Okay, sure,
I want to
go
do this
ahead.
as quickly as possible.
And
I'm
Farthole,
doing the same
all
thing,
right,
yeah.
So stealth all 3, please.
18.
And you can have advantage because of the distraction that's going on.
All right.
23.
13.
19.
19. So you manage to get to Alan and Quinny. You get to the wall. Farthole, you get to the first ring of tents. But then you see kind of an orc patrol come by. These orcs seem very disciplined. They're the ones who are putting out the fire are putting out the fire. The mist does make it harder to see, but there are a few who are still maintaining their patrol. Like it's fire is for team fire. Everybody else is still working to set everything up. Farthole, how are you going to try and get across the rest of the way?
Is the patrol within 30 feet of the fire?
Yes.
I say there, and the fireball just and goes right into the middle of the patrol. It lasts for 10 rounds.
I know it does. I'm just...
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll roll for these 4 orcs. Ooh. Holy shit, that's 3 16s and a 2. So 3 of them see the fire coming, and then one of them, the orc named Bane, goes, "Oh, the fire rises towards us!" And he leaps out of the way. The other 2 do as well, but the one guy turns and goes, "What reference is that?" And the fireball hits him.
Yeah, so he gets 7 damage, and the others get 3.
All right, noticing a pattern of damage here. Okay, wicked. So now the patrol is like distracted, trying to put out the guy who didn't get the joke. You have clearance, so I think with that you're able to just scoot. So you join them at the wall. So the 3 of you are crouched at the wall. This fireball is like going around causing havoc. Orcs are on fire. The wall looks. I'm trying to describe it. The image I have in my head is a Necron tomb ship, which is useless to everyone but Ryan and I.
It's a tall, flat, sort of like ziggurat style.
So think like in terms of the walls, they're metal, they're slightly slanted, and they're kind of almost not slats, but like large spiked metal. Almost not a grate, but like think like if a bunch of spears were like glued to a wall.
Okay.
So there's not really handholds. If you're going to throw ropes up, you could climb.
Yeah.
But it's not like rocks or sort of stonework or brick that you could climb.
Rope is the way I'd like to go.
Okay.
For the extra stealthy approach, I'd like to, and I would have gone over this with Alan as well as like the general plan of like how to scale this is like we each take out our rope, cast Mage Hand, and then we send our ropes up silently.
Okay, sick.
And we can help Farthole as well, unless you have a means of getting your rope up like that as well.
No.
Yeah. So as soon as mine is done, Mage Hand again with his rope and sends it up.
King Quimby.
All right, so the ropes are attached. What's going to be the climbing order?
Simultaneously, 3 people scaling the wall at the same time.
Give me athletics, all 3, please.
I think I have something for the second story work. Does that matter here? Climbing no longer takes extra movement. Add dex mod to length of jump. So no.
I'll give you advantage for that, though. That makes sense.
Thank you.
16.
Yep.
17.
Yep.
9.
So the 2 of you, Farthole and I can't, but I must.
We got used to butthole. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, all right. Give me a few years. Farthole and Alan. It's also hard not calling you Juniper. This is just a whole fun day for my brain. You guys both make a pretty good time up the ropes. Quinny, you're actually struck by an odd sense of responsibility for these 2, and I'm already hearing it in your voice, but I think it actually slows your ascent because you're a little concerned about the 2 of them.
They got to climb ahead of me so I can keep an eye on them.
Yeah, but also
slower
it is also just a distraction piece being like, all right, is the goblin going to make it? Like you've never adventured with him. You actually don't know if he's strong or good at anything.
Yeah, It's an incredibly bad decision that I brought him along at all.
Well,
And then you see me go, there! And the fireball moves again and burns through a massive tent.
Well, he has his value, yes.
So, Quinny, I'm going to need you to please roll me a strength save.
3. Bye.
You start sliding down the rope.
Yeah.
Alan, you see this start to happen. What do you do?
Yeah, and as a reaction, I cast Featherfall. So hopefully that'll slow him down enough that he can get purchased on the rope again.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that. So, Quinny, we'll say that you're able to grab the rope because of the Featherfall.
Thank you.
So you just kind of like start drifting down. You grab it. You're just kind of like awkwardly floating there, and you just start climbing up with your kind of like.
Do I weigh less?
Yeah,
like it's easier.
Sure,
That's funny.
So you
my little legs hanging out behind me.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a very like dumb dream sequence bullshit thing to have happen to yourself.
Yeah.
But the 3 of you make it up to the top and kind of drop onto a sort of like a rampart, I guess. You can see There are two kind of towers at either end of this rampart. There are two orcs walking away from you who have longbows. One of them has a spyglass, and they seem to be conversing about the army coming in. And one of them just says, like, "Oh, that's a lot of bone."
Laura, does the fog follow us?
No.
Okay.
Meanwhile, downstairs you hear, "Oh, not another tent."
Yeah, at this point, if I'm not directing it, the fireball now moves in random directions until it's done.
I kind of love that. So yeah, you have the two orcs. They're about 40 feet away. They haven't heard you come up and over yet.
That's a lot of bone.
How high up are we, Tom?
You're probably 200 feet-ish, 2
Oh my
stories.
god.
Okay.
This would be the second floor of a building.
Quimby, what do?
We collect the rope.
Okay.
Don't leave any trace behind.
I could start pulling up the rope, but I'm very slow because I'm very small.
So we pack
yeah.
away our
Yeah.
rope and start to move in the opposite direction of the guards along the wall, trying to basically make our way down to the castle proper.
Okay, can I get some stealth checks, please?
Has my Warhammer caught fire again, Tom? I've only got a minute and 12 seconds.
Yeah, I think it has. You don't have disadvantage because they're not staring at you. I'm going to give you disadvantage on the flaming warhammer for stealth if it's like I'm hiding in the bushes.
Dark or
if
yeah.
it's I'm doing like slinking, then
It's a guy carrying a torch.
On a rampart
yeah.
where there's probably torches.
it's also
Like,
daytime.
yeah.
Like there's a lot going
You're
on.
right.
Yeah.
11.
15 stealth for Quinny.
13.
13. All right. So, Quinny, you are made of stealth. You're just shadow. That's fine. But Alan, you actually haven't had to be stealthy in a long time because you've just been walking around as Tiffany Rathburn.
Yeah.
And I think also you're wearing gear. I should also mention the McSquiggly kind of geared you back up.
Cool.
So you're wearing kind of thieves guild clothing.
Goodbye, beautiful pantsuit.
I mean, yeah.
It's packed on
It
the
is.
caravan.
Yeah.
You know,
And
you
it
can
just
bust it
needs
out whenever you
to
want.
get it to a proper dry cleaner because she doesn't want to fucking wreck your cool clothes.
Yeah.
So think like it's not what you would normally wear. It's almost more like combat ninja gear. It's functional, but it's not really you.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually part of the reason why you're not as stealthy because it's clothes made for sneaking. It's a sneaking suit. They're clothes made for stealth if you know how to stealth with them,
Yeah.
but otherwise it's just like Velcro everywhere and it's weird.
Yeah. I look cool as shit when I'm standing still, but when I'm
fuck yeah.
moving, I'm so awkward.
Yeah,
Make leather buckles and shit.
Yeah. Get on it, Twitter. And then Fart Hole. Is it a Looney Tunes character that is just like arms and feet sticking out of a breastplate? I know I've seen this in a cartoon somewhere.
I have no idea.
But literally, the problem with you stealthing is it's just like tink, 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 tink,
As
tink,
the
tink,
edges,
tink,
like,
tink. Yeah, as the edges
scrape
just
the
like
bottom of the
tap
ground.
against the ground as you run. You're pretty good at like doing the tink, 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 stop, look back. They're not okay. Tink, 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 stop, look back. But it's enough that they start to turn. So I'm going to roll the one without the spyglass thinks he hears enough between Alan and Farthole to turn and look. So I'm going to roll for him. He does not. You'll need one more successful check to make it to the door, but now they're on high alert. So Alan and Farthole, like it's mental Olympics. Like Quinny's going to die and come back as like Binny, and like I'm just going to lose my mind.
I'm going to come back as Quimby. That's
That's too late. You're already Quimby.
Yeah.
Quimby in our hearts. So Alan and Farthole, you'll both be rolling at disadvantage this time because now
Okay.
he's starting to keep an eye out for you.
Oh, do you want to roll from me also?
Yeah, from behind Alan, she just hears,
Alan, you gotta sneak better. You're bloating it.
Ooh.
I think you just hear tink, 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 tink.
Quinny, I actually don't need a roll from you because you passed your first one.
Both mine were 5s, so 10.
13 for me. Alan is bloating it. Relatively.
All right. He turns and he sees you and he's like, enchanted armor. And he unslinks his longbow and he looses a shot. What is your AC, Farthole? I don't know anything about you.
My AC with my shield is 18 because I'm wearing a +1 breastplate and I have a shield. So I just drop the shield and I turtle. So there's just a hand holding a shield in front of a breastplate.
All right. So launches an arrow. He will hit you.
I mean, it is one target. You either
shot.
hit it or you don't.
And that is 8 points of damage.
Fat!
I think it's less the arrow coming through and more that as you're turtling, it just like pings off and just the vibration and the impact is very unpleasant. The other guy is going to turn and shoot at you, Alan.
Okay.
What's your AC?
11.
Well,
because fuck.
yeah, man. All right. I rolled a 2 plus stuff, 7. So you're all right.
Oh my gosh.
So
I'm gonna die. Oh my god, my glass staff. I don't have shield anymore.
yeah,
Fuck me.
the arrow launches, and literally there's just a moment of like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. And then you just grab it out of the air with your robot hand and snap it. And he's like, oh shit, a monk.
And then I look at the back of my arm. I go, "Have you cast a mage armor today?"
No, because mage armor was part of my glass staff, and I don't have a glass staff anymore. And actually, my AC is 12.
Okay, well, it still don't hit you. But
Farthole looks at this guy and yells, "Damn you, Banther!" Which is what he thinks Xanthus' name is.
Oh. Panther?
I got that. Yeah.
Okay.
I did not get that.
No. Why would you?
All right.
Panther?
Does he think orcs are
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
panthers? What?
Who knows?
Everybody roll for initiative. God damn it.
16 initiative for Quinny. Is he still hidden?
You've made it to the door, so yes, you are hidden.
Okay.
And you're kind of far away from all this.
7 for Alan.
17 for Farthole. just fun to say, just as a thing.
Is it? The orcs got a surprise round because they caught you. Top of the round, orc number 1. He is going to take 2 quick shots at Alan, I think, because he thinks that you're a close combat fighter now. Also, the goblin looks kind of ridiculous, so, like, why would you?
Yeah, sure.
So 2 shots at Alan. I rolled a 3 and a 7. So he misses with both. Your hand, like, kind of auto corrects to those as well, but they're too far. He's like, oh, the monk, she's too fast. But after he's fired those, he's going to actually start running away from this towards the other guard tower, the far end.
Uh-oh.
Quinny, you're up. They don't know you exist.
Oh, man, it's that point of, like, we can isolate this. It's too loud I think it's too obvious or attention grabbing to do like Eldritch Blast on this guy. So I think I'll have to go old school and get out my short bow that I still have.
Yep.
And fire an arrow off at him.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it backstab stuff for him because he doesn't know that I'm attacking, or is it just kind of?
Sure. Yeah, I'd give you that because it's an ambush.
Okay.
Go by like Fallout rules.
Okay, so that'd be 18 plus 8 to hit.
26.
Yes, that'll hit.
Okay, so that's 1d6 for the bow and then 4d6 for surprise attack.
Fuck. May not have a glass staff. You do have a glass cannon, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. And this is even a little different because of warlock levels. A level 10 rogue would roll even more dice.
No.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 21 damage. I rolled really nice on almost all of them.
So as he turns to run, you just see that sweet spot at the back of his skull, and just you readjust. It's been a while since you've worked with the bow, but pretty perfect conditions. So you launch the arrow, and it punctures him right in the back of the head, and he just like goes down hard, and his body kind of slides another few feet and stops.
As a bonus action, I'd like to hide just to.
It is like the good old days.
Yeah. Because plan B is to surrender, but we might even be able to keep sneaking in if we can just wrap this up.
Yep, gotcha. All right, that brings us to Farthole.
Great. I see the guy who shot at me, right? He's the one who's still there?
He's not running. Yeah, he's still standing.
How far away is he from me? Can I get to him?
Yeah, he's like 40 feet.
Cool. Oh, my movement's only 30, but spiritually, I'm so ready. So I yell, "For Bubble!"
Oh my God, be
and I
quiet.
run towards him. And then what I do, because I get to the end of my range, and then I draw both my throwing hammers, because I have 2 of them, then I throw them at him.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not proficient in 2 weapons, Tom, so what does that mean for me die roll-wise?
I was actually just looking this up. I was making this error as well. You add your proficiency to your main hand throwing. You just take the die result for your offhand. And so I've been accidentally adding my proficiency to both.
Cool.
I'll try not to do that.
Oh, well,
Great.
in that case, the
Kraken comes back.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to go back. Xanthus wins. He did it. He did it. Everyone's dead.
I think I've only used it on Momo's wizard lady and the Kraken.
So, shit. So the Void Walker's back and the Kraken.
Yeah, yeah.
Kraken, Void Walker.
My first attack is a 25,
Okay.
and the second one is 10.
All right. Well, the 25 will hit. The 10 will not.
Great. The 25 does 4 damage, because it's a thrown hammer by a 45-pound goblin. And then I say, okay, your turn, Bob Hall. And then I summon a spiritual hammer.
What does your spiritual hammer look like?
His spiritual hammer has a butt attached to it. And what it is it's a butt that floats around and the hammer pops out of it like the mouth from the alien and attacks that way. So it's just like bam, bam. Like it just
So it
appears.
doesn't actually swing down. It just
No.
runs out like a battering ram.
Yes, correct.
So he's more butt-based than fart-based.
Well, yeah, because he worships Butthole, the second coming of Moonhammer.
Right.
All right, let's see what happens
Fascinating.
We're
here.
evolving.
That's a 12.
12 will not hit. It seems that the spiritual weapons suck just as much for
Yeah,
mortal as the
I
different
conjured it at my own height, but it meant it hammered into like the orc's 5-hole. Like there's just nothing there where it went.
Yep.
So now I'm 10 feet from him. And I would like to try to hide. Oh, no, wait, I used a bonus action. No, I'm out. I can't hide.
Correct.
I mean, I would like to, but
Just shrink into your armor again?
yeah, I'm just saying. For Bob Hall! I say much quieter and a little embarrassed.
And he says, yeah, okay, fine, for Raxus. And then he shoots you twice. Your AC?
18.
18. Yeah, he misses both times. Your hiding is just too powerful.
Raxus sucks. Me good. Bob Hole. Bob Hole win.
I'm yelling as I desperately hope someone saves me.
Stop yelling. Stop shouting.
Alan.
I will cast my most stealthy spell, and that would be Magic Missile
Nice.
at level 4, just to make sure. So that's going to be 6 Magic Missiles at him.
Okie dokie. He casts shield. No.
Shut up.
He holds up his bow.
That's 22 points of damage.
So he fires 2 quick shots at the turtle shell of armor and shield. And I think it's the thing where he's just walking up, pulling arrows off his back and just like laying into it. And then he thinks you're a monk, so you're far enough away.
Yeah.
And then it's just like at the last second, he hears like and looks up, and it's just just blasts him. Just like and down he goes.
Was it the 2 guards or
Yeah, there's just 2 up here with you.
just 2? Okay. So Quinn just wants to like put his hands out like everybody just sit tight for a second and we're just gonna listen and look.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
Farthole looks to his glowing hammer and like shrugs.
You can like lower it beneath the balustrade.
Yeah, it like
Still flaming, but it's just like slightly lower.
yeah, it comes over to like hang out with me.
It's 23.
23. There's still like a lot of commotion from down below,
Yeah.
even though the fire has disappeared. The damage it wrought down there is still keeping people conscious. Plus, you can start to hear war horns in the distance. So people are very distracted.
And I waved to the other 2 like, okay, and like wave them over to the door where I'm waiting.
I'm like, come on, glowing butt. Quimby says be sneaky.
Ting, 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 ting.
It follows
Goodness.
until it dissipates. And then I'm like, no.
Great. So the 3 of you find yourselves in also, I know we said we were bringing Goblin Jr. We haven't mentioned him at all, so I'm going to assume he stayed with the cart and he's going to help Juniper.
Yeah, I think as
that's a
soon
good
as it was
idea.
like, oh, we're setting tents on fire, and so
We're going
As
to
soon as,
stealth up
as soon
a
as we're
wall.
climbing.
yeah,
Scaling walls without a Bjorn.
Well, that's the scaling the wall without like having the time to like pull him up after is now like, okay, no, you're going back.
Yeah, and he's like, snarf, snarf. And he just quietly tucks the Bjorn that he'd pulled out back into his pouch and just like scurries off into the night. Cool. So you're in a sort of small guard room that clearly has like some extra bows. There's additional arrows. In Assassin's Creed, this is where you'd come to loot things. There's like a chest with gold you don't need in it. And more importantly, though, there is a stairwell leading down. And you can tell that it doesn't take you into the castle proper. This is still the exterior wall, but it will take you down to ground level. From here, you can see kind of into the central courtyard. The main castle body is in the center. It is a classic, large rectangular castle. So think just like Blackstone, massive structure. Big central double doors. There are balconies kind of throughout. You can tell this thing was built for war. Like this wasn't a peaceful castle that was then repurposed. This is meant to do what it's about to do.
Okay.
So from you to the castle from the ground, assuming you can't find any other way, looks to be about 100 feet.
Okay.
And from there are a number of entrances that you can access. There are certainly people around. Here you can actually see the army starting to properly, like there's soldiers kind of mustering their squads. Obviously, they're wildly outnumbered, but you can tell that each unit looks pretty hardy.
Okay, yeah, they're tough guys. Yeah, they're orcs ready for a battle, a siege. That makes sense. The open area between the wall and the castle, is it like full of troops forming ranks, or
Assorted squads. You can see there's like weapon racks set up. There's supply things for like bandages and that sort of thing where people are gearing up. So whereas the war camp outside is mostly concerned about setting up the defenses, inside it's very much like this is the mustering point. That said, there are still, like, it's still an active castle, so there are still, like, carts moving back and forth.
Yeah.
You can tell that there's, actually, from here, you can see a few goblins that seem to be kind of scurrying out of the castle and kind of into the wall and back. Most of them seem to be carrying food stuff. It looks like they're kind of likely cooking for battle.
okay?
Yeah.
Alan, can you make self look like orc?
Not really, no.
Okay. Just check.
You want to take off all your Moonhammer butthole gear, and you can probably walk through there without, grabbing too much attention. You'll look just like all the other goblins.
Okay, you bring for me.
I should be able to. Can I fit it in the bag of holding?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll throw it in here. No problem.
You know Warhammer on fire, right? Burn stuff in hold. You got the paper, go much burn. Already put out, only do 1 day.
So what happened? Like, why can't we just put it out now?
It doesn't go out now. Put in water, still burn. It go out once per day. Makes flame sphere move around real cool.
Where'd you find this fucking thing?
I stole it.
So, wait a sec, guys. I can't do this. I turn into an orc. I'm so used to like having to change into like something that looks exactly like someone else, which I cannot do. But I'm like, oh, I can change into like, it's not going to look like any orc in particular. It'll look like an orc, but it's still my size.
The Walmart of orcs.
Yeah, it's like my size and shape, but just like orcish now.
Perfect.
This
I
good
fight
enough?
with one of these now, and I toss the flaming hammer up to the orc.
Yeah, and I say,
Now look at this.
and then I just turtle all the way into my armor, and it collapses on the floor with the shield, and I'm like,
I'm junk you can carry.
I only weigh like 47
Okay, I was gonna
pounds.
say like I'm not stronger. I still have Alan's strength.
Yeah, I don't think you can carry. I mean, you can.
The
It's
hammer
just-
and the goblin.
I think
I'm 45
I think
pounds.
I'm even struggling with the hammer.
I think your hammer might be 45 pounds.
Wait, you have bag hold.
Yes.
I can stay in there for 10 minutes. I heard from story of butthole. You let me out?
I'll try to remember. Like, so just so many convenient thoughts running through Quinny's head of like coming back to the caravan, being like, yeah, no, Farthole fought very valiantly, but he suffocated in this bag of holding.
We also found a bunch of forks.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I'll let you out as soon as we cross this open area and get to a secret place.
Okay, see you in a minute.
And he just rolls his little like turtle body into the bag of holding.
And I'll cinch it up behind him. And
You consider sewing it shut.
yeah, and just like, oh man, heavy weighs the crowd.
All right, so Alan's gonna just wander out as an orc. What is King Quinny's plan?
I'm gonna try and sneak from like weapon rack to cart of supplies to stacked barrels to the wall.
So just like a
the castle.
full-on stealth approach,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Cool.
But piecemeal as needed, like from cover to cover.
Alan, is your plan to try and create a distraction, or are you just walking out?
I'm walking out,
All right, so
making it up as I go along.
the second you walk out with that hammer, an orc comes over and she's like, "Oh, hey, wow, that is an impressive weapon. Oh, where'd you get that? It's not standard issue.
Confiscated it
Oh, cool. From who?
from this little piece of shit cleric.
Oh, yeah, clerics suck. Oh, that's great. I do like when they heal you, though, but otherwise they suck.
Yeah,
Hey, what's its name?
I don't know.
Well, it's got to have a name. We're about to go into mighty battle against an army of the undead. You got to have a cool name.
Battle Hammer.
Battle Hammer. A little on the nose, but that's all right. I call my dagger Sir Stab and Spear. I call my spear Lady Spear and Stab. They're best friends.
Oh,
All right. Well, this interaction seems to have run its course. Listen, I'd be honored if you let me and Sir Stab and Spear and Lady Spear and Stab fight side by side with you. It seems we all have like cool enchanted weapons. So like maybe we should work together. Come join my unit.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, great. Come with me then. And she just grabs you, puts an arm around you, and starts like,
And I just said, hey, no. Bone Crusher wanted me to bring this down to the prisons.
why? I thought you'd be out there in the.
Hey, I don't ask questions.
Oh, shit. All right. No wonder you're above me on the backing order. All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Let's do the secret handshake.
Hey, I'm a mercenary from the South. I don't have no freaking handshake yet.
All right. Where in the South?
Fucking South.
Fucking, huh? I don't think I've been there. All right. This something about this seems a little fishy. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Alan might be a little racist.
Can you go ahead and roll me a deception check?
Yeah, sure.
You're so lucky this orc is speaking common.
6.
We haven't hired any mercenaries. That's insane. Why would we hire mercenaries? We're the strongest. And she just kind of lowers her spear. She's like, I don't think I trust you very much. You also seem like you're having a real hard time with that hammer.
What's a big hammer?
That is true, but we're hardy warriors. Looks like it's your first time holding a hammer.
What's around me?
Orcs.
Is it literally just entirely orcs?
You just like walked out. Yeah, I mean, there's orcs like gearing up and grabbing weapons and grabbing armor and like grabbing assorted gear. It's behind you. There's further things to the north of the castle, but where you are right now, you're basically like you walked out into the middle of a bunch of people getting ready to fight. They're like strapping on boots and like testing their armor and oiling everything.
You're going to suffocate, dude. I'm sorry. This is going to get complicated.
Okay, what I'm going to do is basically kind of my whole demeanor changes, and I just start saying, I am a mercenary from the South. I am from a place called fucking. You know me. You've known me for a long time. And it's your intention to take me down to the dungeons where you are certain that Bone Crusher has given me leave to travel to, and I cast Modify Memory.
Okay,
cool.
What do I need to roll?
So you need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
DC.
14. Oh, 15 now. Ha!
Ooh, I rolled a crit fail.
Yes!
That is a
wasn't sure.
1.
Wasn't sure which way the
I know, I was like,
ooh
which
was
crit is
going.
Yeah. No, that's fuck. All
yeah,
right.
so it gives me the ability to modify an event that's happened in the last 24 hours that's no longer than 10 minutes. So I've now changed the memory, and I just have to like tell them the memory, and while I'm casting it, they basically become kind of incapacitated,
So it's a
they
full
can't
Men in
respond.
Black.
Yeah, and then any gaps that are left, they automatically fill in so that it makes sense. I can't make them do anything that would harm themselves, but
So instead, they now remember walking up to you and going, "Oh, hey!" She's like, "I was told to come find you. You're the mercenary from the town of fucking in the south with the flaming hammer called Battle Hammer."
exactly.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, listen, my job's to show you to the dungeon. I've been told you have leave to go there. I should take you there right now. I don't know why we're still talking. This is crazy. Anyway, welcome aboard.
Oh, thanks. You're the best.
Oh, thanks. That's a new memory that I shall cherish. So she just starts leading you into the keep, and the rest of her troops are like, "Wait, come back. If we don't have your magic spear and dagger, we'll surely die." She's like, "I'm sorry, I got important business, I think." And she leads you in. Quinny,
So that's the memory forever and ever, unless someone casts Greater Restoration.
you look around. People are sharpening blades. Unless one of them has a real weird ability you don't know, you think you're all right. So Quinny, you see this orc with the spear and dagger. We will call her Grimes.
What?
Pop star Grimes. Yes.
right.
So her name is Grimes. Grimes the orc is
Grimy.
leading Alan into into the castle proper, where you just kind of snuck in. They literally walk past you. What do you do?
I got to keep going. I got to get inside because we're just wide open out
Yep.
here. So yeah,
So just follow in.
Bringing the loud shouting goblin that I don't really have any real control
Well, he's
over.
stuck in a bag. They can't hear him outside the bag folding.
Well, yes, that's the thing is I need to let him out in a place like where he doesn't just come out and be like, "Here's farthole."
Great. Okay, so you're stealthing along behind him. Fart hole, you're in this bag. This is also full of butthole-related holy icons. What do you think essentially, what trouble are you getting up to inside the bag of holding?
Yeah, so I'm looking around.
Okay, I'll say I'll eat all 10 days worth of rations.
Ooh, one go. Wow.
Yeah, and I
Just Merry and Pippin on the Lembas bread.
I go through his Bernstein probably like 3 times because I don't eat that often. So now I'm a little drunk, and I feel like I get caught up just sniffing Cormium's note after that. so
Perfumed letter.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm lethargic. I'm drunk, and I really like this letter. I'm gonna take that out with me.
Sounds like my kind of party. All right. Great.
Crossing 10 days rations off the list of.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Tyler,
a reason we're married.
You're going to need another stealth check from you there, bud.
Okay. That is a good roll plus a good modifier.
Plus a very good boy.
Oh, thank you.
Goblin Jr. somewhere is like,
That's 30 total.
oh,
How?
it's your castle now.
It's 18 plus 12.
That is 30. Okay, so you're able to follow in their wake pretty safely and stealthily. Alan, you're led by Grimes down sort of a couple sets of stairs. Inside, this place is very taciturn. That said, there are definitely spoils of war kind of everywhere. So it's very sparse except for things that have clearly been kind of hung up as trophies and marks of victory. And basically, you're brought down a few floors to a large kind of sublevel that almost looks like a basement. That seems to be sort of the jails. And at the end of the jails, there's a large black door. And she goes, all right, well, here we are. The dungeon is the door over there. It's still under construction, so be careful down there. There might be some gaps and things.
Hey, you're a stand-up guy.
Thanks. You're a stand-up Southern Orc as well. It was nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name's Limes.
Well, fuck me sideways. My name's Grimes.
Ah, no.
Did we just become best friends?
Oh, forever.
Okay, wicked. Well, then, do you want me to come into the dungeon with you? Keep you company? Like best friends do?
You know what? I know you got a lot of work to do up there. So
Okay. Well,
you go on and you be you, and I'll be me.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. It was nice to meet you, and I'll see you out there in battle, I guess.
You too.
Okay. And then she starts walking away. She's like, but you is there something here? No, probably not. Yeah, never mind. And she just like wanders off.
Okay.
Quinny, you've watched this whole thing happen.
Yeah. As soon as she leaves, we're in a hallway going with like stairs going down.
You're now basically like you're in think like just a prison level. So there's
Okay, so we've gone
there's
down the
cells,
stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a big black door at the end that leads into the dungeon.
Okay, so Quinny just kind of like Spider-Man up in a corner where he's like pressing against two walls in a corner
Nice.
with like his hands and legs with a bag of holding like over his shoulder, just waiting. And she walks away.
Yep.
Hear her steps go up the stairs, drops down, opens the bag of holding, and out rolls.
Yeah, Farthole rolls out.
Yeah.
He's got the refilling beer stein in one hand and the paper in the other, and he's like,
Oh, there's so much of food in there. Oh, quiet. Quiet, sexy
drunk?
note.
and then I sniff the note, and I'm like,
Oh, sexy paper.
What is that smell? Have you been rubbing that note on you?
Yeah.
Give me that. And I snatch the
No,
note out of
that's
your
from
hand.
me,
I
from Bubhole.
Throw it in the bag.
I
Give me
want to-
that. And I snatch the beer stein and I throw it in the bag.
I try to climb into the bag.
Quinny, roll me a sleight of hand check.
19.
You matador it, so you as he leaps for it, you pull it out of the way. He falls and just skids on his armor into a corner. Also, because you're kind of drunk, you just kind of go limp, and you're fine.
Okay. Give me the moon hamu.
I gesture to Alan.
Hamu, please.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here you go.
Thank you. I'm a cleric.
What is the hammer actually called?
It's called the Moon Hammer.
Boo!
Everything name what is.
Hey, you're a cleric, right? Can you cure your drunkenness?
Why? It's sacred.
We're on a very important mission, and you're very loud when you're drunk.
But the drunk came from Bubble.
And the power to take it away comes from Butthole too.
Yeah,
so-
why he won't do both? Conflict.
No, it's the cycle of drunkenness and sobriety. Sunrise, sunset. Please, we need to get through this.
Okay, let's find out. Just a shush, loud Quimby.
I'm getting loud now. Like,
Shush. Let's see if Bubhole agrees with Quimby. Oh, Bubhole says no sober for me.
oh, see, I also prayed, and he said, "Please, yes, do it."
I don't know.
It worked last time.
Wait, you prayed to Bubhole? You
Oh,
said
yeah.
Bubhole is your god?
Absolutely.
You love Bubhole as god?
Cody, roll me a deception check.
Should I use insight to balance this? What am I looking at?
17.
Sure,
to
yeah. You roll me
deceive.
insight. At disadvantage because you're drunk.
21.
21 at disadvantage? Hot
I rolled a 13 and a 14.
He
Oh.
doesn't believe in Bubhole.
You lied about your Bubhole.
Now you're yelling
I
again.
bet you don't even believe in your Bubhole.
I don't know how to respond to that. Alan, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Me too. Let's be
Alan, are you
sneaky.
still an orc?
Yeah.
So give me the voice.
Yeah.
Let's go. That orc is sneaky.
See, the thing is, I only look like an orc. Like,
I know this is. Well, okay, then yes, you can drop the voice. If you didn't try, I'm used to Juniper. Oh, that's even worse. So that was just you doing what you thought an orc
yeah,
sounds
exactly.
like. Oh.
That's what I was saying. Like, this is just Alan being not,
Making
not,
assumptions?
not
Culturally
great.
insensitive,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll toss the bag of holding to Alan and say, I'm going to sneak ahead. If there are guards or people that we need to get by quietly, you bag him. And then we'll try and get by him together.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And then I look to Alan after you're gone, and I'm like,
If you give me back the sexy note, I'll make sure you don't die.
Can't you make sure I don't die anyway?
Fine.
I just
and then
like
I just like
I'm
sit down, but it means I disappear into my breastplate. So I'm sitting on the floor with my hammer just sticking out the neck. Looks like a flaming head.
Yep, sure, great. We're all good here. Okay, so Quinny, go ahead and roll me a stealth. This is to descend into the dungeon.
Yes. I want to
Okay.
just scout ahead solo. 27.
27. All right, so you find the mechanisms to open the door fairly easily. It seems to almost be padlocked. Like this clearly isn't the final
Yeah.
look.
This isn't the boss door.
No. And you start to creep down the stairs. As you do, you can kind of see on either side there's like essentially warning signs that have been taped up saying like warning, under construction, watch your step, that sort of thing. As you begin to descend the stairs, tell me how you're kind of going about this. Are you just trying to move through it as quickly and quietly as possible? Are you on the lookout for stuff? What's your...
It's more taking it slow and being on the lookout, not about speed.
Okay.
So I'm like hugging the wall as it curves like around, if it's like a spiral staircase going down.
Yep.
I'm not hugging like the outside of the spiral. I'm hugging the inside so I can like almost peek ahead.
Sure.
And just very carefully and quietly trying to make
Okay,
my way
cool.
down.
Can you roll me a dexterity save, please?
Dex save 18.
18. You feel one of the stairs compress as you step on it, but because you're kind of approaching stealthily, you're able to just kind of like ease your foot back up. You can see you didn't make enough of a depression to trigger the trap.
Okay. What do I know about stair traps that would like how? Sorry, I just have like 5 questions just popped into my head all at once. I guess as a thief and specifically like a burglar, what do I know about castle traps?
This feels like a dungeon to you in terms of like classic dungeons that you've dungeoneered. It's clearly built. You can't see a reason why this would exist down here, other than like the jails make sense. But I think as best you can tell, this is kind of for the pleasure of the warlord, set you loose in a dungeon. There might be important things that will be kept down here.
Yeah.
So this is, think of it less as like a castle specific thing and more so just this is someone basically hired someone to put a dungeon under their castle.
And that'll set you back a fair bit. You know, that's
Yeah, Yeah, you know,
It's an expensive
got a
renovation.
good deal. He knows the guy. His in-laws are contractors, so that helps a little bit. Really brings the price down. It's the tile that gets you.
Yeah.
The tile and the trick stairs.
It also cuts costs if you kidnap them and force them to work or under pain of death.
Oh yeah, that's also
Yes. Also paying them in cash as contractors.
Yeah, I've seen that show on Netflix. Actually, it was very interesting.
Okay.
tax evasion.
I was trying
Tiny
to.
dungeons.
We were just kind of vamping here because I was trying to look at my sheet for something to mark this specific step
Sure.
as a trap. I have nothing, so
You could leave a coin.
You've only
Tom.
got 60,000 of them
it's
in
the
that
most
bag.
I've ever had. Why would I give up a single one?
Although, admittedly, they're all in Juniper's bag of holding. Right?
I have
Alan's bag of
5,000 on my person
holding. Oh,
because Trax gave it to me.
you're just carrying around 5,000 gold.
I just didn't add it to the thing. He just gave me a pouch of gold.
Yeah, I
Admittedly, the
understand that.
last time he put it in
they-
a vault, it got stolen.
And the
very
gold
heavy, though.
Trax gave you was in multiple denominations. I was just thinking if you had 5,000 in gold coins,
Oh yeah, no, I
you
don't
would be
know.
like a walking You'd be like Scrooge McDucking your way
Yeah,
down.
I know.
Just be, I'm selling.
So I've got like a 500 gold worth coin that I have
Sure,
to
yes,
put
okay,
down
great.
and be like, come back for this. And I'll place it on that step and I'll skip that step and keep going down.
Okay.
And now that's the new focus is not so much, is there anyone down here? Is are there more traps on these stairs?
Okay. You find a couple more on the stairs that actually seem to be inactive. You get the sense that because it's under construction, they just haven't got to these yet.
Okay.
And then you reach the bottom of the stairs. You open into a sort of a large room that's completely dark, although you can see where torches would be. And there seems to be a statue of Raxus in the middle, looking very imposing. From this room, there's an entrance to the north, the south, or sorry, the north. You've come from the south down the stairs. There's an exit to the north and the east and the west.
Oh, so just all four corners is a way out of this room, or all four walls?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Any people here?
No.
Okay, great. This will be our new kind of base camp as opposed to waiting at the top of the stairs. Bring the group down. So I'll head back up, say, okay, coast is clear. Come on down the stairs. Watch for the coin. Skip that step. And Farthole gets to stay out of the bag.
Okay, this is good.
Farthole, would you skip that step or would you step on that step?
I would skip that step, but I'm worried that we're not doing enough holy things. So you guys are like go there and you just see me like reach into my backpack and I take out a little stick and then I light it on fire using my warhammer and the whole place just starts to reek of farts. Just so bad. And I'm like, oh, Bob hole. And I'm basically it's the equivalent of smudging, only it's just a stick that smells like farts.
Fart hole.
Yeah,
Why?
not holy enough. We got to a dark place full of orc. No bumhole here.
So this is essentially you taking like a Catholic brazier and just being like, and incense smell now.
Oh, I should use my brazier.
And I take out my swinging brazier
Fart hole,
and
stop.
I put a whole poop
No.
in it.
No.
And then I light it with the warhammer.
Fart
and I'm
hole.
just swinging
Fart
it
hole.
around.
I grab you by the shoulders.
Yeah,
You're risking our lives.
I'm saving your soul.
No, you're not.
Why don't you guys like bumhole as a religion? Because you say you said he gone. You know, let me bring him.
This is not how you bring him. I like when he is like on the verge of like going full like Jeff and Abed. I'm like, why are you like this? I'm just like, we're on a clandestine mission.
Bumhole.
But who that? Bumhole have brother?
Butthole.
Oh, yeah,
He sacrificed his life to save ours.
yeah.
It seems incredibly disrespectful to create a noise or a smell or anything that could get us caught and risk our lives because then it's like we don't care and it's like his death meant nothing.
But if you worship bumhole, you know die. Remember, I know Garvo. He lived forever. Can't die, not at all, just like the rest of us.
Isn't he dead now?
No, he a tree. Different than dead.
at the table, and I just want to say now in the game, Alan and Quinny like look at each other.
That's true. We just had like a sidelong glance at each other.
I've come down the stairs and collected my coin because money, and I want to, while they're chatting, because if it's going to bring someone into the room, I want to know about it first. So I'm checking the 3 exits, north, east, and west.
Okay. You don't see anything immediately. There are kind of long hallways that are dark. The hallway to the east, you do see kind of a flickering light at the end of, but the other 2 are dark.
Well, Druid probably needs light to work, so we can check that first. Are you ready to be sneaky and quiet and not get caught, no matter how religious you feel?
I'll put out the poo because I don't want to be a tree, but the hamu is just going to do what it does.
I've already reconciled with the hammer, understand that I can't do anything about it.
Okay.
Are you ready to try and be sneaky, though?
Okay, I'll put I'll put the brazier away, but for us to have our magic powers, everyone must say a prayer you mean to Bubhole. First you, Quimby.
That's easy. Butthole, I miss you.
That's sort of a prayer. I'll allow that much feeling. Alan?
Butthole, thank you for sending us your loyal servant.
Okay, Bubhole, make sure we live. No be tree. If we die, go to special hell. I'll poop for you later. Okay, bye.
And then he just like he like stomps out the poop on the ground, and then he scoops it up and wraps it in paper and puts it in his backpack.
It doesn't get all up in your boots like the paper bag prank?
This one dry.
Oh, okay. It was just like,
Yeah,
like a cloud.
it has to be dry to burn.
Can't burn wet poo. No, fresh poo, no sacred.
Remember when we were in the future, but then also in a cool Bioshock world and everything was scary?
It was grim.
Me
Yeah.
either. Dry poop jokes.
We had to swing that pendulum so hard the other way after his heroic sacrifice.
Apparently. Okay, so yes, farthole, you pack your
Say it.
holy shit back in your bag and off you go. Tyler, you are heading east towards the light.
Yes, that's correct.
I'm imagining you're using me as a distraction now. Like I'm going ahead with like I'm tinking and flaming and all of those things.
I just still want to be the quiet one first, so I just know what you're about to distract from us and how best to basically use Fart Hole. Not so much use, I guess, because I have no control over him, but more like guide or try to basically manage the situation.
Okay, cool. So you start to make your way down the hallway, and you can actually hear what sounds like padded feet walking. So think like a cat,
Not boots.
not boots.
Right, okay. I will... one set of feet?
You hear kind of 4, like it sounds like a 4-legged creature.
Okay. I will approach and see what that
So there's a
sound is coming
T-juncture
from.
at the end of this kind of lit hallway. There's a 1 torch burning there. You reach the end of the hallway, you turn, and you can see a tiger walking away from you. Sort of just padding its way down the hall.
I'll whisper to like Alan, like, they got tigers down here.
It stops, and it turns. And you can tell it has a bit of difficulty turning in this like tight space. And then finally, as it turns into the light, your stomach drops and you realize it's a tiger, but it's got a fucking crocodile head.
What?
Roll for initiative.
15.
12.
19.
I whisper like, they're not tigers. They're not tigers. They're tigators.
Oof.
Crocodilers.
Tigators is pretty good.
Tigers.
All right. Top of the round. Alan, you hear of a tigator that doesn't make any sense to you, but you're probably going to kill it.
Not wrong.
All right. So the marching order was Farthole kind of up front, and then Quinny, I think you probably pushed past to see what was around the corner.
Yes, as of initiative roll, I am in front. Yeah, because I wanted to be the advanced scout.
Cool.
What did you roll, Alan?
I rolled a 14.
I had a 19.
Yeah, you're going
15,
first.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I had you down as an 11. All right. So Farthole, you're up first.
All right, so he says there's a monster, and I'm just like, for Bubhole, because I know I'm being sneaky, so I said it at a normal volume instead of not. And then I run around the corner, but rather than cornering cleanly, which I know I'm not good at with these legs, I actually pinball myself, so I run into the wall on the left to bounce off and around at the Tie Gator. And I'm going to take some shots, man. I got my giant flaming warhammer and my shield. So instead of being like full like overall combat move, because he can't move his arms that much, it's literally just an up down. It's like when Mario gets the hammer in front of him. That's all he can do. All right. The first one is a 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
Nice. And then he is actually going to keep winding up because he's now casting it. When he casts his hammer hands, it actually puts a butthole on both sides of the hammer, so it helps it up and down because he's not as strong as
I see.
Great.
this butthole.
That's a great use of magic.
And his second one is the same to hit, so it's very consistent. Okay.
It's like the fucking whack-a-gator thing at the arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow. 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 Ow.
So it does 8 bludgeoning damage and 5 fire damage with the first hit.
Okay.
And the second hit is 9 regular damage and 5 fire damage again.
All right.
Pretty good.
Sound series of hits. The Tie Gator snaps angrily at you.
Yeah, whatever. I bet you don't even got a butt.
It's just another gator back there.
That'd be twin Tie Gators. All right, cool. In that case, Alan.
I'm going to try to just drain the life out of this thing. So I'm going to cast Blight
Okay.
on it, and it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Throwing your weight around.
I rolled a 19.
Oh,
All right, now I'm rolling for damage. 12, 15, 17, 23,
oh my God.
32, half of 32, 16.
16. Not bad. Not bad on a saved hit. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
impressive.
baby. Got these sweet level 4 spells now.
all right. So sound hit, necrotic energy blasts across it. You see it kind of like whimper, but also growl, but also snap. It's a weird combination of noises. Okay, that brings us to Quinny.
With this tighter hallway, if it had trouble turning around, is that the case that it's kind
Yes.
of claustrophobic here? Okay, so then I like the idea of keeping Farthole in front. He's just basically a cannonball that can also hit things with a hammer. So I'll keep him in front of me, and I'll fire an Eldritch Blast from
All right.
behind him.
Sounds good.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Wow, nice. So it's 1d10 typically. So let's roll 2d10.
yes, sir.
12 damage.
Sound hit. It's still up, but barely. But it is fucking hella pissed. So it growls a tigerly growl, and it's going to attempt to bite down on dear sweet Farthole. It'll hit, and it does 14 points of damage. You manage to like pull yourself in just as the jaws come down, and they're just squarely chomping down on the top. And then now that it's kind of got your metal thing in its jaws, it's going to try and slam you against the wall.
Oh.
So that'll hit as well, and that is 8 points of damage.
Save me, Bubhole.
Is that what the sound the creature makes?
Yep.
Like Ed from The Lion King?
Christopher Walken voiced Tie Gator.
It's like it's a Lion King movie. There's just a bunch of celebrities who have 2 lines, and we're lions. Damn it. Anywho, top of the round. Farthole, you are in the jaws of an angel.
Bubhole helps those who help themselves.
I yell, and then I'm just going to try to hit it with the hammer again.
Sure, yep.
That is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, and this time, because he remembered to summon his cleric energy, which he forgot to do before, this will do slightly more damage. Okay, so it does 9 regular damage.
Okay.
Plus 3 radiant damage. Plus Another 9 fire damage. So 22 damage total.
Damn, he had
or 21. Yeah.
18 left. So
Nice.
it is true. Bubhole helps those who help themselves. You smash the head, and as you do so, you actually see stitching come off, and the crocodile head kind of half falls off the body, and the tiger body kind of like runs around in circles for a bit, and then just collapses against a wall.
Aw.
That's okay, not wolf. That's fine. That's fine. We have to protect dog.
Can we have a look at this thing? Is this a Moreau situation where it was stitched together?
100%.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay.
But looking closer to a stitch than a Moreau. Because Moreau really seemed to have it like perfected and was using magic and science together. This is definitely
An amateur
I mean,
or a hobbyist?
It looks better than Stitch, but worse than Moreau. So this
Okay.
definitely looks like Kron's handiwork based on what you've been told about him.
And we're at a T-junction now, and the light was comdo from a torch at the T-junction. Can
Yeah.
we see anything
Yes.
down these hallways?
Beyond the now dead, what do we call this stupid thing? Tie-gator. Beyond the Tie-gator, you can definitely see another torch kind of flickering in the distance.
And in the T-junction, is that right or left?
That is left.
Left. And behind us to the right?
Darkness.
Inside my thing, I just go,
Okay, Bubhole, you can help me now.
and I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Fair enough.
All right, I thought following the light would be a good idea, but it just led us to another junction with a monster. Do we want to keep following lights or what?
Let's find
Your
out.
guess is as good as mine.
Bubhole, you tell me. Bubhole say, yeah, follow light.
Good enough. And Quinny will
Right.
will start towards the light to the left.
Okay. Can you roll me a perception check, please?
Just Quinny or me?
Yeah, just Quinny because
Okay.
he's leading the way.
Yeah.
It is not good. 7.
7. So as you kind of step around the Tie-gator and begin to walk, you're kind of wandering along when suddenly you actually just feel like a thing, like almost like a string hit your forehead. You get the sense that if anyone was walking and hit them at like waist level, and it snaps, and all of a sudden the two walls beside you slam together. So go ahead and roll me a dex save, please.
27.
So you managed to get out before getting turned into a Quinny sandwich, but you will still take half damage.
I backflip out of the way, but it like catches my hood. And I just go,
exactly. Chokes you.
Have
Then
to
you
kinda-
slides to the bottom like an elevator
I have to, like,
gag.
put my hands up and like yank the material out.
All right, so that is 14 points of damage. So you'll take half at 7.
I succeeded, right?
Yes.
Can I use evasion then to take no damage?
Yes, it's a reaction.
Well, evasion is dex saves take half damage on a fail and no damage on a success.
Then yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I just wanted to make sure that it's been a minute since I've used that one.
We haven't been dungeoneering in a
Yeah,
while. Like
okay.
Yeah.
So I get out and my clothes come with me. Nothing gets caught.
it like slams on your hood and then it springs back open. And because it's made of ill-fitted cloak, it's just like, wah, 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 wah. Wicked. So looking back, you realize that the Tie-gator is shorter than this. So it seems like it could patrol
underneath
this without
the trigger.
triggering
Right, okay.
the string. All right. So you continue on down the hallway, now being, I think,
I
extra low
advise
for-
everyone to like get low.
Sure. So looking for traps. And as you're getting closer to kind of the next light, you do see that it is another torch kind of in a wall. And you can actually hear clicking from around the corner. It sounds almost like a spider.
How are you feeling there, stinkhole, Varthole? You feeling healthy?
Oh, yeah, me use a healing spell from Bubhole. Back all the way, except still have bruise.
I show my arm, and it's like an incredibly minor injury.
Oh, well, okay. Do you want to go up and trip this next trap? It sounds like we got to fight another monster. I think it's a giant spider.
So you're saying me should charge in the name of Butthole?
I think it's just more on brand for you, and I don't want to box you in too much.
All right, me do what you say, King Quimby.
And then he just like sprints around the corner. Yeah, like just like hammering off the walls, pinballing. What do I find, Tom?
You pinball around the corners and you see nothing. And then you look up and sure enough, you see 8 massive hairy legs. And suspended between them is a giant snake, which drops down onto your head. Go ahead and roll me a strength or a dex save to try and get out of this thing, because literally Snake's mouth is just like, oh, jaws are closing on your head.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh, man. You just pop into the shell and
It's got a flaming warhammer in its throat.
so it snaps at you, and then comes up and then starts like skittering kind of away from you, which incidentally is towards them.
So do we see it now?
Yes, it comes around the corner and you just see like a snake with spider legs. So kind of like a weird millipede monster.
Right on. Having a normal one. Good. Since it's up there, I'll blast it with Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
22.
That will hit.
1d10.
We'll call this a Snyder. Release the Snyder cut, you cowards.
1d10 force damage. So that's 5.
5? All right. You blast it and it falls off the ceiling.
Okay.
It lands on its back, but then the snake body starts to twist and the spider legs kind of pull in.
Oh.
And it's trying to right itself. Alan, what do you do?
And while it's down, I'm going to throw 5 magic missiles right at its head.
All right, roll to hit. Lols.
13 plus 5, 18 force damage.
Christ. All right. Sound hit. It's looking a little bit fucked up. It hisses at you, snake style.
What are you saying?
Snyder. Cool. Fartle, you haven't got to go yet.
No, I haven't.
We never really rolled for initiative, but I think we just kind of fell into it based on reason and
This
logic.
seems valid,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fartle, the snake got away from you, and you haven't had a chance to show it the might of bumhole or whatever the fuck you're calling it.
Bubhole.
God.
It's a bee, bubhole.
Well, he thinks it's butthole, but he can't say it, so it
Yeah,
just comes out
bubhole.
bubhole. So he throws his warhammer and shield directly up, and then pulls his arms in and spins around so he could face the other way and catch them when they come down. And then he pinballs back around the corner, and he's like, "Gotta save the king!" And then he attacks
Okay.
the spider's
Yeah.
rear upside down butt. He knows the weaknesses. And he rolls very poorly, but he is no coward, and his butthole opens, and he just goes bubble, and light from hell sprays out all around him, and he adds,
including a bunch of the multi-tool, which skitters across the wall.
Yeah, put that back in a minute.
So hell light.
that adds plus 10, so I just scored a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, and
Blessed
then-
by the light of Moonhammer herself.
yeah, so it does. Okay, 3 regular damage. Whoa, big spender. It does 2 radiant damage. And it does 2, the lowest possible roll fire damage.
For a total of 6.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the multi-tool.
And I turn away to go get the multi-tool.
Top of the round, the snake has righted itself. Alan, I think you're Quinny, you were ahead of Alan.
Yeah, I think I
So,
would be, yeah.
Quinny, it lunges at you with 2 quick snaps of its mighty jaws.
Uh-oh.
That will be 19 to hit
That'll do.
and a 17 to hit.
That will also do.
So as its teeth kind of plunge into you, you take so 9 from the first one.
Okay. I'm going to hold off on Uncanny Dodge.
Yep, that's fair. And 15 from the second.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then it's going to try and wrap around you with Constrict. Oh, rolls a crit fail. So it has bit you twice, and then it starts trying to like slither around you, but it still has spider legs that you can tell have been stitched onto it. So it's just kind of like, and it fails kind of horribly. As a result, exposing its belly to you. I'll give you advantage on your attack.
Okay.
Go ahead, that's you.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, anyway. Okay, so with a 19 as the better roll, plus I'm going to basically have Frostbite pop out and attack. So that's 28.
Yes.
And because I had advantage, that's sneak attack.
Can he do it? Probably.
22.
22. All right. You just slash right down its belly. It's still up, but it is in great, I was going to say peril, but that's the wrong term. Great pain. It's like, Snyder! Snyder! You get the sense that someone also installed vocal cords. You don't really know why.
I hate it.
Yeah, we all do. Alan.
I'm just gonna bring out an old classic and just like, because I don't want to hit Quinn. Honestly, anything else I have, I'm gonna hit Quinny at the same time, and I've learned my lesson on that before. So I'm just gonna
Fool me for 5 seasons. Shame on me.
So I'm gonna hurl some acid at its whatever end is away from Quinny.
Sure. So like maybe the exposed wound that he just caused, or at its face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like right inside
yeah.
there. Okay.
I mean, because when in doubt,
Yeah. So deck save.
I got an 11.
No, I'm on DC 15. So
Well,
Oh no.
snake eyes. two acid damage.
you get 2 acid damage in its snake eyes. All right, still standing, but pretty banged up, which brings us to Farthole.
Great. I grab the multi-tool and I'm just like,
No more embarrass me, snake monkey.
and then I attack it with the hammer. He gets so worked up that he can't really keep track of what he's fighting.
Snake monkey.
And that is
monkey.
25 to hit.
That hits.
All right. That does. Okay, 5 regular damage plus 3 radiant damage for a total of 8 plus 6 fire damage. So that brings us to 14 damage total.
Yeah, 10 HP left. So you just smashed that snake monkey to death.
I did it for Quimby.
Nice work. You okay?
Yeah, me did good. Not even hurt.
Oh, that's good. All right.
You hurt?
A little bit, but I'll be all right.
Oh, you're so strong. Faith in Bubhole carry you through. Pray to him now. Be good.
What are the corners looking at right now?
So this is basically just a straight sort of L junction. So Farthole went around the corner and encountered the Snyder. That hallway continues down into opens up into a larger space.
Okay, well, we got to check out the larger space, especially after we made this commotion. So let's proceed as a group that way.
Okay, but Alan, and this is just as we're walking, I'm like, you should thank Bubhole. You not get hurt at all, like me.
Oh, thanks, Butthole, for protecting me.
That's a good job. You're very faithful. Maybe one day you make a cleric. Not Quimby, though. He bad at this, but he mean good.
Give him time.
Bubhole give him chances, I give chances.
I like that in Farthole's head, he's the leader of the party. I'll give you a shot.
Real leader, Bubhole.
Okay, so you follow it down into a larger space, and there is sort of like a massive flame going in here. You walk in, and you can see that it's sort of it's a partially tunneled out room. So it's got an unfinished wall, and at the far end, you see a 6-armed gorilla holding a humanoid figure aloft and just punching him in the sides of the head.
Do we know what our druid looks like?
No, but this would be a safe guess.
Yeah, okay.
He's sort of
Just because it's Quinny as the leader, it's like if it's not our druid, it might just be like, okay, let's just back up quietly. But okay, yeah, let's rescue this guy.
He's got you can tell he's kind of like he's got long hair that's kind of like tied back with basically like a survivor style bandana, and he's got kind of a sort of a thin goatee. And he's wearing sort of like a medical coat, but it looks like it's been patched together from other coats. You could just hear him saying like, "Why so many arms? Why so many arms? I failed."
And then you just see Farthole gets angry and he points at the gorilla and then he just goes, "Fart flame!" And he farts and it sparks over his legitimately flaming warhammer and it hits. It's going to take a shot at this gorilla who's got to pass.
His name is Gorilla.
Oh, boy, likey. So he has to pass a, what the hell is it? A deck save, DC 16.
Okay. Sorry, said 16?
16.
Oof. Nope. No dice.
Okay, he takes 4 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then when he turns around, I looked at Quinny and I go,
I got his attention, Quimby. Killed it.
Yeah, I'm standing beside you though, dude. And I just run into the room to fight this gorilla.
All right. Let's roll for initiative.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christian Menicola, Long, the Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, DM Rob, Christopher Little, Joshua White, Olin Anderson, Sue One, Devin Boyce, George Dolby, One True Artistry, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.